Hey everyone. Well, it's been a while since I've done an update for YouTube. As you can see, everything's kind of been being worked on. I don't know if this one was in my last video, but this is an 88 Suburban I got from my mom and stepfather for my wedding. Had a 350 in it. They had gotten a hole in the radiator and overheated it, which potentially blew the head gasket, so I went ahead and put an LS in it. There's a LS 4L60 and then the stock 203 out of the square body. I used the LS radiator, LS airbox, coolant overflow tank. There's the fuse box I used. I switched the battery over to this side since square bodies come on that side. Had to redo the brakes because they were all locked up. It had been sitting for, I think, 12 years. Put some 31s on it because it had some dry rotted little 25 or 26 inch tires. Had to clean up the entire interior from where some animals had been living in it, but cleaned up pretty good. All the gauges work except for oil and coolant, but I have some sensors that I can get for that. Have my OBD2 port hidden right there, although I may extend it over here where the OBD1 port is. Redid the headliner. If you know these square bodies, they are well known for their headliner sagging, and I've just started putting the trim back together. I put this Amazon Basics heat shielding down, and I have it up on the headliner too. Still need to buy some for the cab area, but that was how much I had left after the headliner. Seems to work pretty good. Definitely sticks better when it's hot out. It's kind of cool this morning, so I've been fighting getting it to stay down, but figure once I get the carpet down, it won't really matter that much anyways. Not too much rust on it. Common rockers and lower quarters. Had to replace one of the guides in the tailgate window. I just bought a Delrin bushing kit and drilled out the old rivet, bolted that one in after I had ground some slots in it for it to ride in the channel. If you go look up my name on TikTok, I did a little quick video of that. I have a boat access panel right there, which is for, accessing the fuel pump. Right there. Because this thing has either a 30 or 40 gallon tank, I'm not 100% certain, and of course, the only time your fuel pump fails is when you got about 40 gallons in it. So I'd rather not drop it if I didn't have to when that time comes. Yeah, this actually runs and drives great. No real leaks to speak of yet. I think that down there is just some water from where it rained overnight. It cranks right up. Drive-by-wire throttle body, so I actually modified the pedal to work, and because it's drive-by-wire throttle body, the cruise control actually works. I have that wired into the TAC module on the other side. Still need to hook up my four-wheel drive shifter. It kind of bent a little bit and needs a little bit of extending because I had to get a VSS adapter from Advanced Adapters to give the computer the information about how fast it was going, because on a four-wheel drive 4L60 that is in the transfer case, and obviously this being an 88 didn't have it in the transfer case. But I mean, other than it being a dirty engine, it came out of, it was I think a coal truck. It's a 4.8 LS 4L60. Had to buy a new intake manifold for it because we unfortunately cracked this one getting it out of the donor truck. But this is what I've been kind of spending most of my time on. Like I said, it's just creature comfort stuff on this now. I mean, I'd eventually like to switch the air box over to something that goes to that side, so I can put an AC compressor here and then get all the AC running. That is the long-term goal, I feel like. I used as much of the LS stuff as I could. Here you can even see where that is that Y hose for the heater hose. If you know anything about LS's, you know they have that expensive hose, and I really didn't want to buy a new one, so I just got a coupler for it right there. And yeah, the El Camino, not much has really changed. I kind of put the brakes on it until we get a shop, and actually looking at tearing down that corner of my fence to go ahead and get the shop put up. That way I can get this inside and start working on pulling the frame off, or the body off. The Bronco, it leaks oil out of everything that can leak oil. A couple of them I know what it is, a couple of them I'm not certain. I think I'm gonna have to pull the transfer case, or at least the transmission, just to pull everything out and get it all sealed up again. One of them is the oil pan plug. It has a gasket on it that's leaking, so it just slowly drips out of there. I need to get the tune finished on it. It just has a basic startup tune right now. It still needs to be tuned a little bit, and it still needs to be geared, so it's a dog going down the road until you hit like 65, and it'll finally kick into overdrive. The brake light stopped working when I was clearing up the EFI stuff, so I think I may have snipped it ground, so the dash is actually out of it right now. As you can see, I've been slowly pulling back this loom to start tracking everything back from the plug. That's all the harnesses and junctions for the fuse panel that's in the center console, or the switch panel. There's the dash and the airbox. So it's a frustrating step, to be sure, but I mean, it's what you got to do when you have something like this, unfortunately, and you got to trace stuff, you know. I'm ready to get a custom harness for it from Ron Francis. That way I can track everything a lot easier, but it's still going to be a while till I get that. Go up here real quick and show you kind of what the idea for the shop is going to be. We bought some dog kennel panels to put up a temporary fence, because once we knock out that corner, our 4 dogs will obviously be able to get out. So we're going to extend it from this post over to one of these 2 posts. I'm not certain which one anymore. That way the concrete guy can come in here and do his work. We have a septic tank over here that needs to be pulled up. But from that post back to about there, this needs to be brought over. And then over to, if you can see that stop, it's going to be 30 feet deep by 50 feet wide. It's going to have 3 10-foot doors and then a 12-foot area with a loft right here. Hoping to start that in the next couple months. Like I said, I'm going to try to get these panels down if the weather holds up this week. Finally have these things in a place where I can work on them and not be outside. Granted, it's cool right now, so I can't complain too much, but that just changed this week. Once I get a actual shop I can work out of, I'm hoping to actually start posting regularly. I got a bunch of projects I want to work on. I said that El Camino, finally getting to start that. Doing more with the Bronco. Once we have that shop, I'm saving up to try to go ahead and just buy my gearing tools, because I've been quoted about $4,000 to $6,000 to gear it, and I can buy everything to do it myself at that price, and I've done gears before, so I'm not too intimidated to do it. It's just a lot of money at once, unfortunately. I'm so ready to start working on this. I was at a point a couple months ago where I was going to sell it just to fund the shop faster, and my wife ended up telling me not to, getting me to hold off on it, and I'm glad she did, because I do enjoy it. I do want to keep it, but it just doesn't have as much sentimental value to me as the Bronco does. I mean, I even love the Suburban, but just something about that truck, or that body style of truck, has just been, that was my childhood. Hoping to pick up another couple projects here soon. I still have my '86 Shelby Charger sitting at my stepfather's house. I still need to go up and even just inspect it and see if it's worth restoring, because you can't buy floor panels for that. You have to find like a Lancer or a Horizon to get body parts for it. But as you can see, my shed has gotten to the point where it is extremely full. I outgrew this shed, and I've been outgrowing it more and more and more every day. So I'm ready to go ahead and get the shop. My wife is ready to go ahead and get the shop because she wants to store Christmas decorations in it. But I'm hoping I'll start posting a little bit more regularly here. Sorry, it's been a bit more sporadic than I was intending it to. But that's how life is sometimes, and it's hard when you're the only person doing stuff to try to hold a camera and remember to record what you did as well. But I'm hoping to start posting more, keep you guys updated. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the work I've done on any of this stuff, and I'll be glad to post a video. Definitely follow my TikTok. I've posted a little bit more frequently on there, but honestly haven't done that great. It's just Unorthodox Builds on TikTok. Might be considering a name change here soon. Haven't really decided it yet. But yeah, until next time, guys.